Legion Remix ends January 19th. Does hearing that date give you a little heart attack? Cause it should. I don't know where December went, and I don't know where the holidays went, but I do know I have less than 2 weeks before the Bronze Dragonflight kicks us out of the timeline for good. If you're like me, you probably thought, I'll do it later. I got plenty of time, but we don't. The crisis is now. We are out of time. It is time to panic. No, we're not gonna panic. I'm gonna get what I want, and so will you. That's why I made this list today of the 10 things you absolutely must get from Legion Remix before it is over. Do not get caught dragging your feet. Let's hop to it. By the way, pro tip, you do want to download the Legion Remix Helper add-on, so you can get the little collection tab for Remix. You can thank me later. Number 1, the crown jewels of Remix, the Sargeri commander sets. Glowy capes. Say what you want about the Burning Legion, but their officers had taste. If Sargeris had just led with the Transmog, I would have signed up in 2016. I've betrayed my faction for less. There are 4 color variants. First, the green Fellscorn set, which you unlock just by finishing the Remix campaign. It's a participation trophy. It is easy being green, I guess. Second, the red Hellforged set. This requires timing a +30 mythic key. And you want this because it makes you look like you're standing in the fire, but in a sexy, intentional way. Third is the purple set. And this is the one to watch out for because this makes you do 100 world quests on heroic world tier. And you could wait till the last day, but don't, because if you procrastinate to the last night, you are gonna run out of easy quests on the map. You're gonna have to do everything available, and you're going to be forced to do ley line racing. You'll be forced to stamp out the little fire patterns. You know, do not make yourself solve puzzle boxes for Khadgar at 3 a.m. Finally, the gold set for doing all 5 Legion raids on Mythic. Good news is you can be carried for this one and the red set. My guild, Only Buns, is going to be running last chance Mythic World Tours this week and next, so we can probably drag your buns across the finish line, but that purple one, you gotta do it. You know, you gotta raw dog those 100 world quests. Good luck. Number 2, while you're on your Mythic World Tour, you need a pit stop for the Deathless Trial of Valor sets. So you can only unlock the ensemble for the armor type that you are currently wearing. So if you do it on your mage, you get the cloth. You do not get the others. So you could grab the set for your main and be done with it. But like, don't you want to be prepared for any fashion emergency? Like, yes, so you've got to run it 4 separate times on 4 different alts, 1 for each armor class. And I know, Deathless Mythic Raid sounds scary, but in Remix, we are gods. So like, with the power scaling, the raid is going to fall over. You do not need to be a pro gamer to do this. Just find a group of pumpers. There's a lot of them right now. Stand in the back. Don't stand in the purple stuff. These sets are back for a limited time. When they're gone, they're gone. You know, these sets are like Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos, where they disappear for years, they come back to tease us, then they leave us heartbroken again. So get your bag now. Number 3, the Violet Spellwing. So I actually got this on my EU account back in 2017 because of the Friendship Birb runs, but I was a dead weight. Now I'm on NA, and I need it again, and I am once again asking for a carry. You gotta kill Argus the Unmaker on Heroic or Mythic, and you will get your Friendship Birb. He drops a quest item called Blood of the Titan, and you take that over to Khadgar in Dalaran. You give him the blood, he gives you the birb. I'm not gonna ask you questions. I don't know why he needs that. But wait, if you're brave enough to clear Mythic and Taurus, you're not just getting the birb, you will have a 2-for-1 special. I'm talking about the green Scythe of the Unmaker, which is, you know, it's a choice. It's a bit gaudy. It's kind of a green loud choice. Not my usual look, but, you know, leaving a rare item on the table in this economy, no. Plus, beating Mythic Argus will give you the Titanslayer title. So, last Titan will know to watch out. Number 5, we have the Zone Meta Rewards, and it's for completing 2 out of 4 sub-achievements in the zone meta achievement for each zone. I think one of them is 3 out of 4, so you want to double check. The Al-Shara gives you the Fell Shatter Weapon Illusion. You want your sword to look sponsored by Monster Energy. Stormheim gives you the Sinister Fell Arsenal, which is pretty cool. It includes 4 weapons, but staff is like, what are you trying to be? An axe, a mace, a stick? Pick a lane. Damn. The wand is great. It's pretty metal to use a severed demon hand as a back scratcher. That's for itching part of your back that the light don't touch. The Broken Shore gives you Fell Corrupted Charlemagne. That is Varian Rin's blade. The blade that does not belong to the darkness, forged by valor and by honor. Well, now it's forged by fashion. This is actually a what if remix timeline version. And honestly, looking at Anduin in the new trailers, I can't help but wonder, would he be happier we had this badass green version instead of the boring non-glowy one. Was it trauma? Yes. But was it also a lack of drip? Absolutely. Like sometimes all you need is some more particle effects. Can I get an amen? And then we have Suramar for the Queen Ajara outfit. My girl wore this 10,000 years ago. Fashion innovation really died with the Well of Eternity. She was so far ahead of her time, and that is why we stand. Azuna and High Mountain give us these cutie patooties, Watcher's Owl and the Demon Capybara, respectively. And finally, Argus gives you the Bulwark of Manaroth. It's a shield and the back item that looks like a shield. It's pretty sick. It's got Satan T-posing on it. Next up, we have the Fellsworn class mounts. Basically, Blizzard took the Legion class hall mounts that we know and love and messed them up real bad with Fell. Shamans, we are actually winning with our Mountain Dew Elemental, but Rogues got this really freaking cool Murder Bird. Is probably the best one. Warriors get a Fell Drake, another one of my favorites. Now you can get these for free by leveling. Leveling in Remix is busted. Right now you can get to max level in an hour or two. But if you're lazy, you can just buy them for 10,000 bronze each. Personally, I'm gonna leave this to future me to worry about. She loves grinding at 3 a.m. the night before the event ends. She thrives on panic. Now let's talk about titles. First, the Infernal, which is for timing a plus 40 key, which would be scary in retail, but in Remix, it's a joke. Since you need a 30 for your red glowy cape, you might as well do at least a 40 for the title, or a 49 for the secret achievement, if you want to just get all three. Next, of the Infinite Chaos, clear all the heroic raids. It's such a good title. Zepla of the Infinite Chaos. Feels right. Then there is Time Runner, which is just reach level 80. Easiest title of my life. And finally, Chrono Scholar. This requires 150 infinite research quests. Friends, if you try to do this all on one character, you will fail. There are literally not enough days left for you to be able to do this all on one character, but it's account-wide, so you can cycle through your alts, brute force these dailies. It's worth because it gives you a lot of bronze, but maybe also ask yourself, how bad do you need this title? You know, sometimes gotta cut your losses and know when to hold them and when to fold them. Next, Remix exclusive mounts. So in Remix, a Hemet Nessingwary will give you big loot for small effort for a change. Like the ghastly Ur'zul. If you loved the shackled Ur'zul but thought, I wish the skins looked deader, then you're in luck. You could also get the OG Ur'zul. You should grab it now, or go back to farming the 1% drop in retail until you're 80. Same goes for Antoran Charhound and Vile Fiend. Skip the RNG and buy them while you can. The Eagle mounts are in Remix. Beautiful, mandatory. You can look like you're being rescued by Gandalf every time you go to the mailbox. We got Bonesteeds, Unicorns, Basilisks, Bats, Spirit of Etchero that you don't want to moose. Pocket Fell Spreader toy from the Legion pre-patch event. Leaves a gigantic pile of green crap on the ground. Great for busting the property value of your neighborhood. Next, I want to talk about unique weapons and drip. First up, the Ensemble Taeshalach. You buy this from Pythagoras, and it gives you both the original two-handed version and the new one-handed version. Now, I've seen people complaining about the size of the one hand, calling it way smaller than I was expecting. But fellas, you can't all wield two-handers. It's okay. He also sells the Ensemble Scythe of the Unmaker, which gives you the staff versions of that scythe in blue and red. Fell-infused armor sets. These are the original Legion pre-patch sets. Are they the best looking? You know, but they are exclusive. So yes, they're required. And finally, go see Unicus. You gotta buy everything he has because everything he sells is Remix exclusive. We are buying him out. He is selling exclusive heritage armor tints as well for Nightborn and Lightforged Draenei. I got him, even though I don't play those races, because, you know, maybe someday I would. No, I won't. Who am I kidding? I'm never going to race change again. What's Heronir unlock? And finally, housing decor. Now, these are not technically FOMO. They're going to stay in the game and move to a vendor, Valzoon. However, right now, you can buy them from Domilius for bronze, which is currently like Monopoly money that's free falling from the sky. So later, trying to buy it, normally its price can be a lot higher. It's going to cost resources that you will want for other decors. So do this as a strategic buy for the cozy housing content. You know, you need your chains, you need your cages, your torture rack. You know, nobody ever talks about how expensive it is to build a dungeon for guests. But with these prices, you can finally finish the guest bedroom. There you have it, the top 10 things that you absolutely cannot miss before our dragon friends abandon us on January 19th. If you are watching this right now, you are probably a lot like me. You know, you procrastinated, you are panicking and you are fueled by caffeine, adrenaline, fear of missing out. Hold on to that drive, because that's what makes us strong. This is a panic. If this list saved your collection or destroyed your free time, please slap that like button and subscribe. This video will be dead in the water after the 19th, so you might as well help me out while it's relevant. And if you're wondering about some quick ways to farm bronze, level alts, you know, especially healers for insta-queue, take infinite assignments that match with what you're doing, like the dungeon one. If you have a dungeon quest, do your zone achievements, pop into carry raids as much as you can. Those are also good for leveling. Good luck with your grind. Don't give up. This is doable. We can do this. We can do this. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters who help keep the lights on around here. If you want to support the channel, you can do so on Twitch, on Patreon, or right here using YouTube memberships. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.